Good morning. It looks like rain. It feels like rain, but there's no rain on the radar. I'm going to assume it's not going to rain. We have got some tillage work to do this morning. So we're going to unhook the field cultivator from the 9R and hook up the old sunflower chisel plow, which is overkill of a tractor, but hey, it'll work. So let's do it. Scratch that. Changed my mind. We're done planting beans. We're done. We're done planting beans unless we have some replant or until we do some double crop. And if we're going to do double crop, we're probably going to use the air seeder because it's already perky. So we unhooked the bean planter and we're going to use the 8R. And we're going to use that to pull our sunflower chisel plow for a couple of reasons. One, because we can. Two, because we don't have to unhook this field cultivator, which we're going to need when we're done here. And three, the chisel plow, the sunflower, while it used to be a 15 shank, we have pulled 4 of them off. It's only 11 now, and it's probably not wide enough to cover the duals on the 9R, but it is on this. We pulled it a lot last year with the 8RX. This tractor will work just fine, so we're going to use this. See if it's in the right spot where I can just back into it here. Something tells me probably not, but we'll try it anyway. It's a little low. Yeah. I'm gonna have to hook up the hydraulics. Dad's back here doing a little mowing. The mower Brock got hooked up yesterday. Help me get hooked up. All our tires have air in them, at least enough to get up to the barn where we can actually check them. Shouldn't have to do a lot to this. Points, the ones that I can see, all look fine. We're only doing 40 acres. It isn't a big deal. So, yeah, we'll have some fall fun in the spring here. Okay, well, we got our tires pumped up to where they need to be. Everything else looks okay. I did throw in a couple of new twisted shovels, impact to change them, and some extra bolts. That's basically all we could need. Let's go have some fun playing in the mud. Yeah, this will be fun. First time across on a new farm. I couldn't tell you when the last time it's been any kind of tillage done on it, or any especially heavy tillage. But as you'll see, the reason that we aren't going to no-till and dry it out, or and just keep that system, is because, well, it never dries out, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. We need to break through some compaction layers, and this is good. It's not great. It would have been much, much better to do this in the fall, but we didn't have that option. So we're doing the best we can with it for this year. Plan is to go into it with corn, then beans, and then wheat, and then tile, and then fix it all up real good. So we're gonna turn it around, don't worry. Okay, well, it doesn't look ridiculously too wet. Dirt's breaking apart and not slabbing up too much, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll see how this goes. Got a gully there we're gonna have to address at some point. We're not digging deep, we're just going shallow, trying to turn the residue under. Oh, there's a lot of residue. We might have to disc this instead of field cultivate. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when we get a big area done. Well, I'm glad we didn't bring the big tractor, because we've got plenty of power to pull this faster than we should be now. And really, most of it is working up pretty good. There's even a hint of dust. It's just a little bit, but we've even got a little dust, so that is good. There is kind of a split in this field. It's right there on the north half, north of here basically. The previous tenant had double crop beans there that he harvested very late last fall. The south half, where we're at now, did not, and so the wheat stubble from last year's wheat crop is a lot taller here, and it's definitely making a difference in how it looks after we're through it. I think this will dry out and look fine, or you know, it's not too wet to be out here. It's not slabbing up, and it's actually working out pretty well. We just have all this residue to deal with, which isn't going to have time to break down now that we're getting it turned into the soil for a while. But I think after this airs out for 3, 4, 5 hours, it'll work up really nice with the field cultivator. Most all the places. There is a few spots with some heavy sod or grass up here that's going to be a little bit tough and chunky, but it's a small area. We don't really care. We're just going to do our best and plant through it. Hey, that truck looks familiar. There goes a load of corn to town. Making our way across. So I want you guys to take a good long hard look at the angle that we're working on here, since everybody accuses me of not ever going on an angle and not understanding that. We won't with the field cultivator, but we are with this. And I really am pretty happy with the job we're doing. There's a few places where it's a little bit wet and slippery, but most of it's breaking up really nice and looks good. And I don't want to pick on the neighbor, but you can see they did theirs a couple of days ago, and it's very slabby. See those big chunks there? That's what we don't want. So I'm happy that ours doesn't look like that. Now I think they're going to have a really hard time getting those broke apart because they're dry now, where we're going to be in here later today with the field cultivator breaking this stuff apart, because I don't want that to happen. Any chunks that we do have, we don't want them to dry out totally. We want them to dry some, but not to the point where they're rocks and hard and don't come apart. So yeah, we're finishing up our wedge here, and then we'll jump back over the other side. It'll be interesting to see how much it has dried just in the hour or hour and a half that it's been since we were over there. Trying not to go super deep. We don't need to be deep. We're just trying to bury residue, and we're doing a pretty good job of it. Can you see the difference over there? I've made 2 rounds now in the full passes, or the angle here next to where we started from. And so I started there and worked across that way, and now we're here and working that way. And the difference is how much it has dried in less than 2 hours. That's good. Well, we're in the home stretch, finishing up our wedge here. You see that across the road? Neighbor's been over there planting beans. That is a 9RX deer, and I believe a DB60 20-inch row planter that he is planting beans with. Tracks on the planter too. Really nice outfit. When I got here this morning, he was in the field on the other side of the one next to us. And then he did the field on the other side of the corner over there behind that house. And now he's finishing this field up. He's covered some ground here this morning, so yeah. Finishing up some end rows here. Tell you what, this G5 display, that thing is pretty awesome. Like, I'm gonna have 2 maps on there. I'm gonna have the whole map. I could probably even do a bigger one. Oh dang, I didn't even think about that. I got a whole gap up there. I'm like, I don't have anything to put in there. So yeah, this is cool. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about you guys again. Sister Anna called me while I was finishing that field up there. We got it done. Talked to her for a while, and we are on our way to Berkey to get my corn planter. So we got to drive that ARX corn planter in a tank back. It'll be a long trip. It's okay. We will go over there and field cultivate that later this afternoon if Dad doesn't have it done or isn't doing it when we get back. If he is, we'll plant it tonight. If it's not, we'll probably plant it tomorrow. It is almost 3 o'clock already. By the time we get back, it'll be 5:30 at least. So getting a field cultivated will be enough. I'm probably not gonna load it up and plant it tonight. If there was rain coming, we would, but it looks like we're good for today and tomorrow, so we're in good shape. Ooh, you're dirty. You're dirty. Hold on. Better? It's better. We got a seed tender down here. I could take that back, but we might as well just leave it here. We're gonna need a seed tender for beans when we do double crop beans, and we've got our air seeder here. I think the 4440 will pull the air seeder. No, the answer is no, it will not. That's okay. We're probably gonna bring the 8430 down. So I have a thought right? So we're at our Berkey farm. I always feel like I gotta explain that to the people that haven't been watching, know what's going on. We're about 35 miles east of our main farm back in Waldron there. And we are gonna have to come down here again with the NRX. Look at that. Look at that NRX. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, we're gonna have to come down here again with it to side dress this corn, right? If I can time this out right, where we finish side dressing corn here, do all the stuff at Waldron first, which should be doable. We could potentially leave the 8RX here for weed harvest, and then we can bring the 8430 down with the grain cart, pull the grain cart down here with it, swap the tractors, or use the 8430 to pull the air seeder, put the 8RX in the grain cart, and then we can take everything back. Oh my gosh, it's been parked here for 2 days. Look at this, 2 days. Gross. Come on, birds. Almost as bad as the chicken water that I can still smell in here. Ugh. Okay, we got a 2-hour drive home, most likely. Let's get out of here. Look at that awesome wheat crop. It's green waves of grain today, not amber, but give it about 3 or 4 weeks, it's gonna look a lot different, but it looks really good. We're gonna have a good wheat crop. We've made our halfway point, or convenient pull off about halfway. I'm gonna get out and talc my tracks. You can always tell planting progress by how many boxes these guys have sitting out in front of their barn. That's how Dad and I judge on our way back to Berkey. How are these guys coming? How many empty boxes do they have? When we moved down to Berkey on Sunday, they had 10. Now there's significantly more. A lot's happened this week. We made it, and I'm gonna park here because I will need to fill up in the morning, but I don't know if Dad's gonna want to spray or not. I don't know. We'll get it. We'll take care of it. We gotta go do some tillage though. It's like I gotta help her the rest of the day. Where's your shoes? How we doing? How's school? There's Brayson. Brayson's supposed to be at baseball practice.
No, they careful.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Once again, scratch that. Change of plans. Just got a call from Dad. He is down there at the new farm, took the backhoe down, and was messing around with some stuff and widening the driveway that is already existing there. We want to put a new driveway in, kind of in the opposite corner off of the main road for trucks and stuff, but it's a main busy road, and he didn't want to do it with the traffic and holiday weekend and everything else. So he is currently widening the driveway that is there so we can get this 75-foot long rig into the field. It's going to be a bit of a challenge before that. But, long story short, he looked at the field there and he said, why don't we let it air out overnight tonight and wait till the morning to hit it? Okay, fine. So we are not going with the field cultivator. What we are going to do is get our fertilizer loaded up on the planter so that we are ready to go sometime tomorrow, and I can get it out of the way here and it's not blocking him from being able to spray in the morning if that's what he wants to do. Now, we do not want any extra fertilizer because this is the last field, so I don't want to have 100 gallons or 150 gallons left on my tanks when we're done. But I also don't want to run out, so we're going to get as close as possible. The good news is I know exactly how many acres we've got there. It's right at 40. There's actually like 40 and a half, but if we're a half acre short, it's okay. So we're going to figure that there is 40 acres there, and we're going to put a straight rate of 15 gallons to the acre on with our 2x2x2 and 5 gallons to the acre of our pop-up. So it's pretty, I can calculate it out exactly what we need, and we should be able to get it really close. So let's get loaded up. We'll start with the rest of our Ultramate zinc here. It's just easier right now to dump this in the top than to set it all up there so I can pump it into our induction cone there. So we just open the valve and let her drain. We're putting it all in anyway. There was only 30 gallons or so left in here. And then we'll rinse it out while we're up here. We got our fertilizer loaded up in the planter. The kids have been here playing for a while. Look how dirty her face is, sis. Look at how dirty you are. We gotta go home and take a bath first.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do. All right, well, tomorrow we get to run the field cultivator and go finish planting the last 40 acres. So probably kill most of the morning, but maybe by the end of the day we'll have an anhydrous applicator hooked up and potentially a tank. We can go start side dressing corn. That's next. It's coming fast. I saw somebody out side dressing today, so
What's coming fast?
time to go. Thanks for watching today. Have a great night. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you would, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for me. Feral children, you're so dirty. Tell everybody bye, Brayson.
Bye.
Say yeah. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Just out walking through the corn plot here, looking at stuff as they're coming out, seeing if we could see any differences. This right in front of me is my starter trial, and the 6 rows right there's the stake, so I'm standing in the middle of it. Those are the no starter. Can you see the yellowness? Like, it's this one row right here isn't bad, but these 2 or 3 for sure, and these 2 are definitely yellower. And then right there is our split. This one got 2x2 only, did not get in furrow, but 2x2 only. Huge difference in the no starter versus even just the 2x2 only. That's why we use starter fertilizer, folks. It works. And then right here in front of me is the change from in furrow and 2x2 to 2x2 only, and not as big of a difference, but noticeable to me. Probably not through the camera, but it's just a little darker green over here on this side.